big up, big up, big up my Reds out there. Whew. It is the new year fastly approaching. For some, it's already the new year, I believe. And for others, it is approaching to become New Year's. And maybe it's a little ways off for others, but still, 2026 is upon us. And I'd like to say, a happy new year to everyone. I will have a Reds roll call, most likely, or at least a post-match show for our New Year's Day game against Leeds, which is going to be a big game. But I wanted to be sure to get one last episode in for 2025 before we start this 2026, hopefully on the right side of things. And I'll let Lee, Scouts in the House, say what's good.
Yeah, I looking forward to the game tomorrow. There's not an awful lot of Liverpool news aside from that, is there, that we're that bit closer to the game. But I'm looking forward to it anyway.
Yeah, I've got some news. I've got some updates. I've got some interesting perspectives. I'm going to have a conversation about a lot of different things in here. But if you're watching this on the turn of the year, Happy New Year to every single one of you. And if you're watching it a day later or 2 days later, or if you're watching this maybe later on today or something like that, still Happy New Year. Same love, same fire, same standards. You know how it is. That's what we do at this channel. So big up to each and every one of you, my Reds. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to Eric. I see it already in the chat. Big up to all of you. And I'll say this. So Liverpool beat Wolves. That's fantastic. We got the points. We got the win. We got the headline. But we did not get that comfortable return the corner moment, I think. I don't think we got that comfortable, okay, our Reds are back to the standards that we are looking to have each and every time we see them out. And I'm not here to dress it up for a montage or something like that. None of that. We're going to talk about the fact that Wolves match was honestly, felt ugly, even in a win. Why every corner still feels like a horror movie. Why Leeds are walking into Anfield with a blueprint on how to make our lives miserable if we don't fix it. We're going to pivot into January. We got some talk about the window that's opening up in just one day or less than. It's only a couple hours before it opens up, actually. The rumors, who's actually realistic, who's noise, maybe what we need. Also get into what we can't afford to do and why letting the squad stay this thin would probably be playing with fire. I've got some updates on injuries. I've got availability updates. Obviously, I don't think any of us are going to miss the Leeds game, so we'll have some information on that. I'll tell you who we're missing, who they're missing. I'm going to bring up the Salah noise that refuses to stop buzzing. And then later, I've got a hot take for you because I'm seeing the Semenyo stuff really pick up a lot, and I'm seeing people act like it's the only answer. Some saying that it's a missed opportunity. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think LFC need Semenyo possibly. That's just my hot take. But I'll get more into that. I'll say buckle up because we're going to get into a really, really great episode here. Lee said there wasn't much news to talk about, but guess what? That's why I'm here. I'm going to give you as much news as I can and get your opinions, get you involved in the conversation. Obviously, have Lee's opinion and the likes, and we'll get it done. You ready to rock and roll, Lee?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I told you about how Wolves was a job done, but probably a job done ugly. It wasn't something to have. There's a lot to pick and point at in that game, I think. And I don't mean ugly like we didn't win by 3. I mean ugly like we looked sometimes disjointed at times. Ugly like we couldn't control the emotional temperature of the match, maybe it's a way to put it. we were already winning, but yet it seemed like we still had to work towards something. And that was important. Oh, big up, big up. Brother to the channel, family member here, big up. And for Irishman, wishing everyone a happy new year to both us, myself,
Happy New Year,
me, and
Brian.
also everyone. Yeah, happy new year to you. Definitely, definitely so. But it was a different one though. We were up 2-0 going into halftime, 2 up, and then things kind of fell apart, you know. It should have been us coming out in that second half, putting our foot on their throat, killing off the game, making it 3, 4, 5-0 at Anfield. But instead, I don't know what was said at halftime. I honestly don't know what was said. But whatever it was something that didn't inspire our team to great heights. And I think that's the part that annoys me the most, you know, is that it wasn't just the tactics. It was like the body language of, oh no, is this happening again? Especially in front of in front of these home fans, you know. And it's I don't know where to even start with it, Lee, but is this just a game? Is this just game management and mentality for you, or is it a tactical flaw that Slot hasn't solved yet with this team?
It's mainly the set pieces, isn't it? We keep getting caught out on set pieces time and again. Now he's got rid of the set piece coach, hasn't he? This Briggs fella.
Mhm.
But I don't know what he's going to do. Like, you know, to replace him, whether he's got someone else in mind or he's just going to keep it in house. But it's the set pieces where we look really weak, isn't it? We just conceded so many goals from set pieces this season. It's like, you know, it's a joke, isn't it now? At this point, we're almost a meme, aren't we, for conceding from set pieces. The way their guy was left all alone to header it and make force Allison into that parry, that save when he parried it, you know, it was just too easy for them to get up above our whole defence and have a header on goal, wasn't it?
Just answering. Let's see, move this over a little bit there. That's better. Can't see all of the chat, so let's make sure I can see it. Let's see. Just answering the Irishman's question about this night. It is a big show for me tonight. This show is a big show. Got my big show right now, obviously, and then I have a big show this evening as well.
I was quite shocked to see Villa beaten by 4-1.
I
thought
was too.
Arsenal would win, but not by 4-1.
I was too. That was a really shocking result. Like, shocking in that Arsenal aren't necessarily a big scoring team when it comes to this year, and to take on possibly one of the bigger, more informed teams, and then put down that type of result, that was impressive by them. I'll admit that right off the bat. That was impressive.
I'll say it again. So far, we're at the halfway stage now, 19 games. So far, they look like champions to me at the halfway stage. Now, some people can't countenance that, like, you know, don't even want to contemplate it. But, you know, nevertheless, it remains a fact for me that Arsenal look like champions at the halfway stage.
Yeah, nice.
City look good, but I still feel City could lose games here and there where I'm struggling to see who's beating Arsenal in the league at the moment. It is the team. I mean, we were the last ones to do it, weren't we? I think we were the last ones to beat them. Or they've been beat since then. Don't think they have they?
We were the last ones to beat
Arsenal.
Yes.
I don't think Arsenal have been beat in the league since we beat them, have they?
Well, how about this though? The last team to beat Arsenal, and I think the last team to beat Villa, I believe, are us. I think the last team.
Yeah, we
Oh
beat
yeah. Oh no,
Arsenal
no.
1-0, didn't we?
Beat,
And Villa
Villa
2
beat
now.
them. No, Villa did beat them. Norm's right. Villa beat them at Villa.
Ah, right, okay.
So um
Now there's an emphatic scoreline.
yeah, my friend, I had one of the DJs I had, his name is Sammy Burgee. Good guy, great management. And he performed last night. He's from the UK, London. He's an Arsenal fan. It was kind of tough. His manager is a Chelsea fan, so I was surrounded by North London and South London, right? So had London all around me last night. But they're good people. He was talking his mess. He's on top of the world. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's all right. It's all right. Big up, Daz. 12th man and chat now. Dom is back tomorrow. Do you see any changes? Certainly, obviously, Dom is going to be back in the starting lineup, I think. Or North and West. Okay, I got you. It's West London, right? How come you didn't correct me, Lee? I said South London.
Arsenal's North London, isn't it?
Yeah, and then Chelsea's West London, right?
Yeah, Chelsea's West London, yeah.
Yeah.
North and West.
North and West. I said South. Is Fulham South London? Is that South London?
No, that's West as well. Fulham
That's
and
West as well.
Chelsea are both West London.
What is in South? What is South London then?
Was he Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace
Wimbledon,
is
when
South.
Wimbledon used to be there.
Oh yeah, Wimbledon. Yeah.
Before they moved to Milton Keynes.
Okay.
Then you've got your East London, and that's West Ham, innit?
Okay.
Or it was West Ham. I don't even know if their stadium's in East London now, West Ham's. They were the main East Enders, weren't they?
Okay. Millwall, Charlton, all getting shouts.
Yeah, they're South London too, Charlton, Millwall. There's
So
quite a
it's really
lot of
not
South
much.
London clubs, but there's no huge ones.
I was going to say there's no real huge ones then, huh?
Yeah.
Crystal Palace is the only big South London club,
Spurs
right?
in London, North London rivals, and Chelsea, West London. And that's it for your London, really, isn't it?
Tell me in the chat too, if in case Lee doesn't know or not, but wasn't London South London? Wasn't Arsenal South London, I meant? Weren't they originally South London?
Woolwich South or something, Woolwich Arsenal. I don't know, it might have been, I don't know.
I thought I heard a story about Arsenal being South London and then moving to North London. Because isn't it like Tottenham are the original North London team? Isn't that how it goes?
They used to be Woolwich Arsenal, didn't they? I don't know where the Woolwich is, but anyway, that's the way it is. It's always been seen. Yeah, Arsenal and Spurs, North London rivalry, and then you got West Ham, Chelsea and West London. I mean, West Ham's quite a big club in that they've always generally been in the top division. They never serious contenders for big prizes, but they have been periodically in the past.
Yeah, Brian's telling me they moved to North London. Originally, they were from Southeast. Stratford is where West Ham are now. That's cool. So much about London. Such a crazy city. What is we can go into a lineup pickup real quick. I do think that there's going to be some changes. I'll tell you. How about this? Let me get into before I get into my January window and all that stuff. I'll get into the actual who's going to be there and who's not going to be there. Because there are some players that we're going to be missing. and there's some players that they're going to be missing too. They're going to be missing. I think it's Rodon. I think that's his name. He's a very
Yeah,
big player for
Rose on,
them.
he's out, yeah, and a couple of others. There's at
Mm-hmm.
least three that I heard are out, and Rose on is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big miss for them. Enough that they'd have to possibly change their formation to really accommodate everything. Yeah.
He favours a back three, so he'll more than likely accommodate a player who isn't a defender, so he'll probably accommodate a midfielder there to keep it a back three, more likely than go to a back four. But you don't know. It's never certain, is it? Like, it's just with him always favouring the back three. I think even with Rose on out, you'll find someone who can play in the position of fullback or a midfielder who can fill in.
12th man, what do you use for your quizzes? Is it a website called Sporacle? There is one. I'll look it up before Daz, and I'll tell you what the name of it is. Some of them I make up. We used to have Irishman make up the really tough ones. The Irishman would make up. He'd make some really tough quizzes for us to rack our brains over. But I think it's called Sporacle. I know it's connected to like there's I think it was Liverpool FC or something like that. They have like sometimes a link to one of those things, but I'll double check for you. Let's see. What else is there? Are you guys talking about Peter Crouch? What? Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch is cool. I like Peter Crouch. All right, so let me talk about some of the what we're going to be missing in this upcoming game, because tomorrow the January transfer window opens, and you already know what time it is. Speculation season, obviously, panic season for others. You're going to have agent leaks and the likes. Sources say this, and sources say that, or club considering this, or reports have it being that. Liverpool monitoring is going to be a buzzword you hear a lot. Half of it is nonsense. Let's be honest. But there's truth underneath some of that as well to be considered to be real and important. Liverpool will be able to add players, and with the squad looking thin, I think most of us out there will say that we wouldn't mind seeing a player or two or three added to this team. And it's an interesting direction we'll go with. I'll start with the big name on the list, and that's NEED Semenyo. There's talk of a release clause worth around 65 million pounds. That could be activated from the first day of 2026. The number is a big number, but in modern football, it's also one good meeting money. So it was suggested last week. We had heard that he was heading to Manchester. And now it's being reported Liverpool could be still in contention. Before I even continue on with what I have to say, what do you in the chat think? And what do you think, Lee? Is this a done deal? Is Semenyo done? It's over. Let's move on. He's going to be a player for City, yada, yada, yada. Or is there a chance that Liverpool are going to continue to try to hijack this deal? And would you even want them to?
I'm not that fussed right now for the forwards. As I've said before, I'm just interested in the centre-back position and the DM position for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Please, no. Did someone just suggest Gordon? Please tell me they did not do that. Let's not try to bring that speculation back into the fold. I'm hoping that the Gordon rumors have finally been laid to rest and moved on from. Norm is saying something tells me he is not. Something tells him he is not for us. Meaning Semenyo. He's not a fan, to be honest. Eric says he's the same as Lee. He's not really bothered. Lee Kid says we stopped sniffing around that November time, didn't we? Oh yeah, about Gordon. Yeah. Irishman says he doesn't know why, but he's happy if we didn't go for Semenyo. He says he doesn't know, he's just not feeling it. Hey, everyone, hear this loud and clear. I am on the same page as Anfield Irishman, actually, on that one. Absolute same page. I don't think Semenyo is a natural fit, nor do I think he is. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. I'm just saying I just don't know if he's a natural need. I don't know. Would go as far as a fit. I don't know if he's a natural. If it's like a player that we absolutely have to, exhaust our resources to bring in as a player for the future. I rather see. I don't know how much it's going to cost to get, like, for instance, I don't know how much it's going to cost to get Elise. 110, 120 million, 100 million, who knows? And it might be euros, it might be pounds. I don't know. But what I am saying is, if it's 65 million to get Semenyo, I'd rather see us put another 40 million, or whatever on top of that to go get Elise, rather than have that expenditure go towards Semenyo. But I'll get more into that. I do have a kind of, I don't want to bury my lead for my other segment here. But there's also another player that City are interested in, and that is the center back that we were interested from the summer. Mark Guehi is the obvious target. And he obviously is doing his job captaining Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is on a little bit of a slide right now. But Guehi's another topic of discussion amongst most people. You said you want a center half, you want a DM. That's where your focus is. Norm is saying the same. He's more concerned about getting a defender. Daz is saying he thinks that we'll get Guehi. If you had to make a decision, and it was spending money on Guehi now, or maybe let's say you had to put 35 million together to get Guehi, right? 35, 40 million, somewhere around there. Or you talk to Dortmund, and Dortmund says, we'll sell Schlotterbeck for 60 million or 65 million, 65 million, somewhere in there. Would you go for Guehi now? If you had to make a choice between the two, would you go for Guehi now for the lesser price, but a player you could possibly pick up in the summer for free? Or would you go for Schlotterbeck now at a price that probably will be the same, if not more, in the summertime?
Yeah, if I thought we could get Schlotterbeck now, yeah, I'd definitely go for him because of his experience, and then pick up Guehi for nothing in the summer.
Okay.
Because we could do with both of them. They're both experienced, aren't they? Schlotterbeck's a bit more experienced in Europe because Palace aren't normally in Europe, but nevertheless, like, they'd both be good signings from my point of view.
Yeah, tell me in the chat what you guys think. I see that Irishman just said, let me bring this in here. He says, Elise, he says, exactly, Elise is the real deal. 65 is way too much for Semenyo. I agree with that. I think that that's overpriced for Semenyo, to be honest with you. Not saying he's not a talent, not saying that he hasn't, like, all of a sudden blossomed into this player that people are coveting, but if 65 million is a major investment in a player, If you're going to make a major investment, then you might as well make a major investment in a player that you know is going to be a major talent. Elise is a major talent. Lee is saying we need to deregister someone to accommodate Schlotterbeck. Guehi is homegrown. Way that we'll do that, Lee, is so unfortunately for him, but Calvin Ramsey is registered with the team. That's why you see him occasionally be a member of the team, right? What would happen is we would deregister Ramsey and open up a non-homegrown spot for Schlotterbeck. That's at least what I've heard. Now, some might bring up a different perspective or another route that we could do it, or some might even dispute what I just said. But I believe that's what we'll do is we will take Ramsey off of the register, and that would open up a place for Schlotterbeck. But big up, JK. What
Hi
up?
there, bro.
Hi, JK.
Hi, Lee. How you doing, bro?
Okay, man.
We're just having some fun little talk about some of the players. Possible that the January window, we're hours away from the January window becoming a reality.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, before I move on to the last player I have on my list here, so far we've talked about Semenyo, but we've also brought up a scenario. This is my scenario. I'd love to hear what you're saying, what you think. I think only one person in the chat's answered this one yet, so I'll let you answer this thoroughly, JK.
Mm-hmm.
Lee gave me his answer, and the question was, if Liverpool have the opportunity, January 1st, Crystal Palace says, okay, we'll sell Guehi, but it's for $35 million, right? And obviously we can get him on the free, possibly on the free in the summertime, but we can pay $35 million now. Or Dortmund says, okay, we'll sell Schlotterbeck for $65 million right now. Do you go for Schlotterbeck or do you go for Guehi? And you can't go for both players. You have to go for one or the other.
Bless up Eric, Lee Wizkid, Norman, Daz Reynolds in the chat, and Brian as well. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going straight Guehi because of his Premier League experience.
Okay.
I wouldn't even waste time there. Get it done straight soon as get him in. I think Norman just said we can't carry on this season with 2.5 centre backs. You know what I mean?
Certainly, yeah. That.
So straight away, I'll be wrapping up a centre back. That'll be my first thing I would do in the window, 100%. Because I think attack wise, bro, we're always going to have people to fill in. Chiesa's there, Gapco. You know what I mean? We've always got enough attackers. Midfield stacked. Is the defence the only problem for me? And that is the centre backs. Because right back, we've got the two lads, Frimpong, and it's good to see Frimpong slowly getting into the game now as well. So he's like a new signing, as they say, because we haven't seen nothing of Frimpong when we look at it. So seeing him running down against Wolves up and down and trying to get crosses in was a good thing to see. So for me, I'll be trying to wrap up Guehi as soon as. I wasn't his biggest fan, bro. But the more and more I see of him, I see he's a control centre back. Palace haven't been on a great run recently, of course, but
he is a confident player. Yeah, he's a confident player. I see a lot of people. Well, the reason why I was a little bit not necessarily surprised, but the reason my reaction was because Lee had said Schlotterbeck, right?
Oh, okay.
And he said he'd go for Guehi in the summertime, and do it that way rather than because the reason why I said 65 and 35. Let's say it's 35, we drop it there, and then we have to go. And then let's say we get the blessing of going for Schlotterbeck in the summer and getting for 65. That's £100 million you just spent for two center halves. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
It is. It is a lot of money.
But when you look at it, we don't know what Konate is going to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, a minimum 2 centre backs is what we got to do anyway. That means even if Konate goes, all stays.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be really, because that's the only thing we never really looked at in the summer transfer bonanza. Attack wise, we did it. Midfield wise, we did it. But defensively, we got Frimpong and Kirkes in. But centre back wise, we went for Guehi, fell through. So we are after a centre back. And Daz, what do you mean by that? Where can you see us getting players? Just centre back, bro. Realistically, yeah, that's the positions. And if we get a DM in, that'd be even a better thing. That's like two double. That's like two centre backs.
That's a major. Yeah, that's a major get. I'll tell you what's a major player that we need to recognize, and someone that, because he's not with us currently, maybe people have somewhat, eased off of thinking about, in the sense of the drama that's associated with what was going on with his name and his likeness. But the Salah noise, Mohamed Salah has been linked with a shock move. And what I mean by a shock move, it's a move that I personally do not see happening. I am not going to say Chelsea, because I know that's what probably some of you think. But the shock move back is to Roma. There have been reports which are, definitely feel like clickbait, or a headline bait, I guess you can call it, or whatever you want to say. But they're asking for a January loan. They're asking for help with the wages. They're looking for, obviously, AFCON is here, so they'd have to wait till AFCON is done to get him as a player for a loan. And with everything around the club, especially with the injury to Isak, I think that this is just nonsense. I think it's just absolute, I don't want to say
what
it's not
major. Being loaned to, did you say?
Roma.
Back to Roma.
Back to Roma.
We'd have to pay his wages, all bar a few bob.
Yeah, we have to pay a percentage of his wages for Roma to be able to afford the move.
Yeah,
that's why it's kind of like,
won't want that, because for me, when Salah, when he comes back, if he's won the tournament he's in, fair play, he comes back buzzing and he's ready to rumble. That's the beauty of Salah. We don't know what he's got up his sleeve. He's had a bit of a bad run this season. And the way I've seen Liverpool fans have a go at him embarrassed me big time. I'm thinking this guy has gave his soul to us. Could have gave it to Chelsea. They sort of sold him and that. He came to Liverpool, and in that time he's been at Liverpool, he's been smashing records every season.
Yeah,
come on. Last season, I ain't gonna say he won us the league, but he was a big major part of that. And to see that bit of a disrespect going his way, made me realise what the modern day football fans are like nowadays. There's the respect is sort of gone, and I don't want to see that in the Liverpool fan base, because if a guy like Salah gets taken the piss out of, what chance had any of us had when if we were players? They would have been at us straight away online. The stadium fans, totally different kettle of fish, I reckon. But the online fans who make football shows on YouTube, they need to have a great look at themselves and think, you know what, we need a bit of respect towards the team.
It's weird. It's weird because the reports that I've seen say that Saudi interest has cooled down. They recognize the fact that Salah isn't, and this is no disrespect to the Saudi league, but Salah is more interested in European pursuits with his talents, and I guess the relationship with Slot looks a little bit calmer, and lately Saudi has been pivoting towards more younger talent to build their league, as opposed to going with the older, bigger names, to bring eyes to their league. But I think all of us know this. Whether the interest is hot or cold, Saudi Arabia will always be there for Salah. That's not that market
that for
is
4
never
years
going
now.
away. Exactly.
I've heard that for
Exactly.
4 years, man. But for me,
That's
bro, he Salah loves the Premier League. He wants to carry on breaking records, and that sort of drove him on and got us success through that. I can't see him. Also, Lee was kid that seeing him go there, it would be too low for him to play football there, bro. You know, a poor Salah is still a good winger for another club in the Premier League. You know what I mean? It's like
We need him, don't we? We need him now with Isak injured.
With Isak injury, it's now an inevitable, keep, for the player to come back because we need him. Period.
But I think the timing of it all, him going away to the Africa Cup of Nations, was sort of perfect in the way he was at the team, had a bit of argument, came back in for the Brighton game, got an assist, and then he went to the tournament, and it was sort of all sort of petered out, that noise that was going around, and our fans weren't any help as well. They kept making shows about it, Salah this, Salah that. I'm like, yo, you need to put water on this topic, because for me, Mo Salah is one of Liverpool's greatest ever players. You know what I mean? Not just in this current team, ever. So perfect timing. So
I don't think that's a knock towards anyone. I agree. He's one of Liverpool's greats. All right, let's move on to some practical stuff. The Leeds game. Liverpool could be without 5 players. Cody is still questionable. Or no, excuse me, not Cody's still questionable. Cody's back, excuse me. Bradley's back. Dom is back. But the squad is still kind of thin. Obviously, Isak is out. We know Leone is still missing. Endo is out. Joe Gomez might be absent as well. And then we have Salah at AFCON. Those are 5 big names that are normally at least options, if not starters, for our team. Leeds, they'll be missing Joe Rodon, like we mentioned before. That's big for them. Farke says it's a ankle ligament injury, which will take about 3 weeks at least for it to heal. But he won't want to risk him at Anfield. We all know that. They'll be also without Daniel James, Sean Longstaff are all expected to miss. I did see a report out there, and we're talking about this, just to switch back to, we're talking about these players are missing, talk about squad depth, how thin our squad is. And this is a player that was brought up. I saw Hylor brought it up yesterday. Joel Ordonez. Liverpool have been linked with him. Chelsea are apparently out of the race for him. Inter are still in. But the price tag that's associated with this player is around £35 million. Is Joel Ordonez the answer? I know you don't regularly tune in to Club Bruges.
I've seen a bit of him.
Sure.
I've seen some highlights of him. He does look a decent player. And there's been plenty of good players who came from Belgium and centre halves as well. There's been quite a few centre halves who come from Belgium who've been good.
Okay.
So it's definitely an interesting link. There's isn't there? There's Xhaka. Obviously, there's Guehi. Not that many other solid links, but they're 3 of them, aren't they?
I just think that those links are links, certainly, but they don't necessarily excuse me, they don't necessarily bring us or any of those players. Is Joel Ordonez, for instance, and let's be honest, this coach is going to start Konate and he's going to start Virgil van Dijk as our center half duo. Is Joel Ordonez third choice if he were on our team? Would he be a solid third choice to be on our team?
Yeah, it could be a solid choice to be in the team the way Canate's playing. Whoever we were to bring in at left at centre back, whichever prospective signing, would have a real chance of getting in the team quite quickly, given Canate's poor form.
Mm.
All they'd have to do is outperform him once they got settled in and got a run in the team, see if he can do better. I mean, we tried that. We brought Joe back in, didn't we, at right back, but he got injured. We just haven't got anyone else at the moment, have we? As an option, we haven't got Endo. It'd be Gravenberch or Robertson, I think, would have to play there if Fibber or Virgil got injured. In the next few months. All it'd take is like a 2-month injury to one of them, and we don't make a signing, and then we'd be sunk. We would be struggling to finish in the Champions League places probably then. Whereas it'd be a breeze otherwise.
Yeah, that's my question. Lee Wisk is saying it's another adjustment question. In it. Is that did I say it properly? In it. Okay. I don't know. I've still got to work on my English accent. But not many are ready for the Prem immediately.
That's the thing as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Not all hit the ground running. And it's even. I'll ask this quick question, and then I'll allow you to. Is there a significant difference between seeing a defender hit the ground running as opposed to a offensive-minded player hitting the ground running? Because, like we saw, for instance, Lucho hit the ground running. January transfer, he came in. I think he scored on his first, if not second game with us or something like that, right? Just hit the ground running. Cody Gakpo, same way, hit the ground running. Isn't there like a difference, maybe a little bit more of a difficulty for a defender to get slotted in as opposed to an offensive player to get slotted in?
Could be. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think when an attacker, new one, comes in the team and he's running, shooting, and he misses it, at least the crowd are thinking, you know what, he's giving it a go, you know what I mean? But when a defender makes one mistake on his debut and stuff, you can tarnish him, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I think it's easier if you're an attacker.
I see Lee and Eric making fun of my accent. I got you. It's tough sometimes. When I try to do English accent, it turns more into an Australian accent. So,
what's that sauce, bro? There's a sauce from England. Wow, it's from a county, and you guys use it a lot in America. Something sauce, you know?
Yeah, Worcestershire
sauce.
Yeah, Worcester. I thought it was Worcester.
Yeah, Americans say Worcester. Yeah. It's just Worcester sauce.
Yeah. It's a county near the Midlands.
Yeah, and it's funny. I've seen people react to it. I told my friend, saying how my Sammy and his manager. I told both of them about how you guys were making fun of me about my suggestion for biscuits and gravy, and how you guys didn't go for that one at all.
I've seen it in shows where like everybody hates Chris and stuff, and they're eating biscuits and gravy, and I'm thinking it looks interesting.
It looks interesting.
If I ever meet you in the US, we're gonna try it.
Yeah. I told them the same. Face that Sammy made, it was so funny. He made this look like ooh, brother, ooh, like that kind of face. It was funny, and I'm like, I get it. It's not scones and jam, right? It's not how you guys like it. And maybe would you put cream on it too, or something like that, or
scones? Yeah,
is that how you on your scones? But like, I'm telling you, it's a different taste. It's not sweet. But it's like if you like that. I'm trying to think of it's what it would be like because it's not a dark gravy. It's a white gravy that they use. So it's a little bit. It's like a more of a. So you get that cream, that milk cream type stuff. Pause. All right. Just in case people get their minds in the gutter. But yeah, you'll have to try it. Keep your minds open. There are plenty of dishes that are from all around the world where they get served. I've been to a lot of different places, had a lot of different types of foods that initially I'd be like, no way. And you try it and you're just like, this is delicious. Wow, you just opened up my mind to something new.
You need to try prawn cocktail crisps. What Norman does.
Okay, I see that.
From Walker. They're mad taste. No good the crisp tastes like it.
Prawn cocktail. Okay. Boss crisps. That's another word too. We call them, I know you guys call your fries, French fries, chips, right?
Yeah.
And you call your potato chips crisps.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You guys call it that, and this guys have called the original name crisps.
Of course. There you go.
You guys call crisp chips, isn't it? Yeah.
We call them chips.
I think in Europe they do that as well. They call them chips.
There are some places here in America where the restaurants would be called like fish and chips, but we know that that's like what it is. But it's cool. It's all good. Oh, I'm not even going to get into the soccer and football thing. Let's not even go there. You guys made up the word soccer. It wasn't us that made that word up. I'll say it like that. So we were just trying to hold on to it. French fries and chips are different, Lee Wiskett is saying. Okay. All right. But yeah, it was interesting. They were talking about, they're like, oh yeah, about that they had crisps that they wanted to take home with them. I'm like, you mean chips? You're like, yep.
Yeah.
Anyhow, all right. So
for me, are those little thin chips, thin fried chips, whereas like our British chips, like they're a bit bigger. There's more chip. French fries are quite thin when they're done properly, aren't they?
Wow, Norm going different direction with the conversation. Big up Nems in the house. Big up Nems. All right. Well then, real quick, rapid fire. Yes, no. Would you spend $35 million on Joel Ordonez?
No, because you know what? I've only seen enough of him to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's honest. Royale with cheese. Yes, that's right.
I think Greece yesterday. Greece was on. John Travolta. I was saying, like, he went Royale with cheese. Isn't that John Travolta's line in Pulp Fiction?
Big Pulp Fiction. Yep.
Yeah, and I think Greece was on the TV. Greece, the film.
Oh yeah, sure. Grease Lightning.
Too funny, man. Classic.
Yeah. Grease is a funny movie to me. Looking back at it now, it's funny because you look at the people playing. They're supposed to be teenagers, okay?
Yeah,
they're the oldest teenagers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
those
they
are teenagers.
to be in school, aren't they?
John Travolta and who was it? Who played the Australian? Olivia Newton-John. How could I forget that?
Yeah, Stockard Channing.
Yeah, everyone had a crush on Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, she played in a roller skating movie. I can't think of the name of it right now, but Xanadu. That was the name of the movie. Xanadu. You ever get a chance to check out?
Made me laugh years ago. Olivia Newton-John, Xanadu. In Xanadu.
Yeah,
Xanadu. That one just made me laugh. I couldn't help laughing at that when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Grease is the word.
Greece is the word for sure. Shout out
Hi,
to Lady
Benedict.
V. And Greece was on Christmas Day, was it? Okay. It's funny. They have commercials here now with John Travolta as Santa Claus, but his sled that he works on is Grease Lightning. So it's weird that they do that. How they do
They
it.
made a Grease 2, didn't they? But it was dead shit.
Yeah, Grease 2 was horrible. Yeah, Grease 2 was horrible. Yeah. But I'm sorry that Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta were easily in their 30s playing teenagers in that movie. I'm sorry, they were easily some, like, I don't know, maybe they failed
What
a couple
year
of
was that
grades.
then? They were setting what school year? How old are they meant to be playing?
18 or something meant to be playing. All the high school
Okay.
kids in America are about 18. I mean, here it's 16, isn't it, when you leave school? If you get that far.
You're usually 18. You're usually 18 or 19. 17, 18, or 19. 17 to 19 when you're in your senior year here. Yes. Rest in peace to Olivia Newton-John. She did pass some years ago.
No.
Yeah, some years ago. But yeah.
But you know what it was I liked about them type of films was the simplicity of it all. It was a bit hyper, yeah, but it was like proper school sort of stuff that would go on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like Home Alone 2. It's like such a simple film, but such a top film. Like Home Alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was three characters in it, really. Joe Pesci, is the other lad, and Macaulay Culkin, and them three made the classic.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and his mom. His mom was important. She's the one that yells, Kevin, we left Kevin.
You know what? I have to say that's one film that I've not really seen. I know I've seen bits of it, but I don't know if I've seen all of it. I probably have seen all of it, but I haven't got a clear memory of watching the whole film. I've seen bits though, like where the iron falls on Joe Pesci's head or something, or gets hit by an iron board or something that's like attached to a rope above a doorway or some shit.
I mean, you've got to
You got to watch it, Lee. It's a classic, bro.
It is a classic. It's funny. It's funny. It's very Looney Tunes style antics, with the, like you said, with the iron and the,
Yeah, but for me, the best part I liked when the guy who came to deliver the pizza and he was playing that film in the background. Do you remember that one?
No, I don't remember that part.
Dirty smuck. And
yeah.
That
He kept playing
classic scene, man.
Yeah, that was good. I know. I remember the part you're talking about. Yes, I do. Big up. Olivia Neutron Bomb. Okay. Michelle Pfeiffer was in Grease 2 as well. She was. She played.
Norman's.
Yeah.
I was going to say Norman's Virgo. So if he's September, I'm September as well, Norman. They're the best. Shankly. Shankly September. Yeah.
And there was some bloke called Maxwell Caulfield in Grease 2.
Yes, it was him. I was going to say, maybe Grease 3 is like them. You get to see them since their car drove off into like the sky. I don't know what the heck that was. The ending of it. Sorry for the spoiler alert for Grease, in case you missed the 1970s or whatever it was. Box office phenomenon. But there's another player, getting back into this football talk, there's another player that I wanted to bring up that's been mentioned, and it's a player that I was going to ask JK for his opinion because he plays for Frankfurt. He's considered to be a very cheap option, and that is Jean Mateo Bahoya. Have you heard of this player?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Vaguely. Bernadette September as well. Yeah.
Okay. You guys are I'll blank on the name of it.
Virgos.
Oh, I know that. I was just gonna say. Oh my goodness! Can't believe I'm going blank on the name of the band. It's a legendary band too. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Kids Virgo as well.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, September.
Yeah, September.
I listen to that song quite a lot, bro. Yeah,
I bet. I bet that's your song, Lady B's song, and that's do you say Norm's September baby? So yeah, that's your September song. That's a great song.
September Song. I think there was a TV series with Russ Abbott in it called that September Song in Britain.
No one else has got a song with the month in it, have they?
No.
They're thinking February.
Oh, with the song, yeah.
Oh, me.
Well, it's the only month that begins with S, isn't it? So September
I have
Song.
my astrological sign, but not the month. Yeah. Anyways, no, you don't know John Mate about Bahoya. Okay, he's a cheap option. And I'm saying that because there's obviously talk about James Norris being potentially moved permanently to Shelbourne. There's been talk about the Robbo and Konate deal and how it's been pretty silent on both parts of an extension. Wouldn't it be a little bit it would be heartbreaking to see, we all know that times with clubs come to an end eventually. But it would be a little bit heartbreaking to see Robbo. Konate, a little bit different. Not saying that I wouldn't be sad to see him go, but Konate has a different relationship to the fans than I'd say Robbo does because of the length that he's been with the club. It would be kind of heartbreaking to see, I think. It'd be kind of like it'd be a sad day to see both Robbo and Konate possibly leave on freeze this summer. Wouldn't you say? Or would you try to extend their deals? Either of you.
Look, Konate a little bit better recently, but I don't know. I'd keep them both if I can.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Because, like, for me, Konate, if he concentrates, he's a top defender. If he doesn't, he's a bit of a donkey. So he needs to work that out.
Before Lee answers, there is a request for you, by the way. There is a request.
Voice isn't great enough.
Do you remember? There you go. Yeah, you gotta get it in. Do you remember? I don't know all the words though. That's about all I can sing. Would you resign Robbo, Lee, and Konate, or Konate?
The possibility of giving Robbo another year, I think, but I'm not sure it'll happen. As for Ibu, it's up to him to sign a contract. He's been offered a couple and hasn't signed them, so the ball's in his court, really, isn't it? If he decides to sign, okay. If he doesn't, I don't think I'll be that upset given his performances so far this season, because he's looked abysmal at times this season. It's just been once too often. He's had a really shit game this season. He's got to shape up.
Ship out.
You know what I mean? Or
You got to shape up.
Because our hearts set on someone else.
Yeah. You got to. Isn't that her song? That's in Greece, right?
Yeah, you got to shape up. Because I need a man. The bit that does my head in is where John Travolta goes, "It's electrifying." And does that thing like he's been sacked. I feel like he just looks a dickhead when he does that bit.
There you go. You can say you got to shape up because we need a cent to have. There you go. Like that. Like that. Oh man. The remix. It's the remix, people. All right. Lee Winston would give Robbo another year. Okay. That's the one at the end. No other cats.
I think he's done well enough when called upon this season. Kirk has played the majority of the games when you put them all together, but he's done well when he's come in, Robbo. He's done what was asked of him anyway.
Excuse me. Stevie Wonder is a great singer, by the way. Absolute incredible singer. Master
Blaster is my favourite Stevie Wonder song. Of Master Blaster.
I like Stevie Wonder. I like Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder. That's my favorite song by him.
Yeah, it's a good birthday song. Yeah, it's one of the best.
I'm more Luther Vandross. That's
you like? Yeah. Oh, all right.
Luther Vandross, man, what a guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Luther Vandross. I'm surprised you don't. You must like Barry White and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Barry White's good. Okay. But I just think I like the simplicity of Vandross's voice. So soft and clean. Like I can't explain it, man. What a voice.
I got you.
But I heard him at a wedding when I was a kid. That's why he sort of registered me that song. You know. So I was like, whoa, what a guy. Who's this guy? You know.
Superstitious is a great song too by him. Higher Ground is possibly, you're right. I love Happy Birthday because this is a happy song, but Higher Ground is really good. And the Red Hot Chili Peppers do a rendition of that song, if you ever heard it. That is phenomenal. If you're into Red Hot Chili Peppers. Not everyone's into Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love Red Hot. I do like Red Hot Chili Peppers. The band, at least. All right. So if you're not going to do, if you're going to keep Bravo, okay. Well, how about for Harvey Elliott? Do you think Harvey Elliott can come back from Villa and get a real chance with this team? Oh, great song. Oh. Yeah, another great song. Some good music out there.
We're all music lovers, everyone in the chat.
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
We all love music, man. Even Lee can sing.
Yeah.
I heard him drop a few.
I'm a little hot and cold on some Billy Joel. He's okay. I think my attention towards Billy Joel is similar to Lee's disinterest in Neil Diamond. So something like that.
I like For the Longest Time by Billy Joel. Oh,
yeah.
Longest, that a cappella one.
Like that is a good one.
What about Frankie Avalon?
Oh wow,
bro.
We just how come what time shift did we just get into? We're going through the 80s, the 70s, the 60s.
But I tell you the truth,
bro, that's like the 50s, 60s, right? Something like that.
There's this girl, she's a singer, her name is Paris Nights. Check her songs out.
Okay.
Her flow is just old school, is just wicked. Paris Nights, yeah. If you like that sort of hip hop, it's not too much going on sort of beats. You know, them type of beats, the simple beats, but her flow of her voice and everything just top.
Is it true that Billy Joel isn't even 5 foot tall? He's only like 4'10" or something.
I bet, I don't know.
He's a small guy, isn't he? Could definitely have played an Oompa Loompa or a Time Bandit.
Yeah. Oompa Loompa song.
Billy Joel is 5'5".
Wow.
I didn't know he was that so.
Come on, man. The guy was married to Christy Brinkley.
I don't know. But he does say, doesn't he? She'll see. I'm not so tall. Just
exactly.
And I'm not 5 foot. You know, I'm not 5 foot.
There you go. I
don't know where I got that from. That was a scabrous lie, wasn't it? That he's less than 5 foot.
Yeah. Jeez.
I forgot about Leeds tomorrow now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's so much entertainment involved in this. You guys are getting it's like the karaoke version of on this New Year's Eve. So enjoy. Hopefully, you're enjoying the entertainment here.
If a YouTube allowed to play a bit of music and that, it'll make the shows next level because you could drop you could do quizzes, you could do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean with music.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic if you could do that. Well, there is a player that's going to return, and I wonder if you think he's going to be utilized, and that is James McConnell. One that flew under the radar for some people. Liverpool are set to welcome young midfielder James McConnell back to Anfield because his loan at Ajax is reportedly being cut short. He's 21. It's a bit of a rough stint in Holland for him. He only had 2 starts. He got around 219 minutes total, and he hasn't even been in the squad recently. The story here isn't just young lad didn't play. I think the story is context. McConnell moved to Ajax after our assistant coach moved there as the head coach. And it was where he was Slot's deputy, obviously here, but when he became Ajax's head coach, he knew what kind of player was in McConnell. And McConnell started in the brutal 5-1 Champions loss to Chelsea. He started again in a league win over 20. But he got hooked at halftime against 20. And after that, the minutes dried up. Hettinger then got dismissed in early November. We all know that. And once the manager who trusts you leaves, it's obvious. You're basically in the wind. There are some things that say that the loan agreement will be terminated. He'll return to England. And immediately you've got championship clubs sniffing around. You got West Brom, you got Derby, you got Oxford, you got Swansea. And you do have a connection with Swansea with the Vitor Amatos connection since he's now the manager. But the question for Liverpool, I would think, isn't just does McConnell play for us this season? Is he depth, or is he a sale piece, or is it better to just put him on loan again? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Lee? Because it's the first team. The first team squad is thin. We all know that. You can't afford to mishandle young depth. We've seemed to not trust in young depth. I mean, like we haven't seen Trey Neone play in that many games this year. We thought we would see him maybe a little bit more than we have. We thought we'd see Rio more than we have actually this year, and we haven't seen that. And those are two of the cream of the crop, of our talent pool from our youth academy. Is he depth? Is he just someone that we need to market as a sale piece and try to make the most out of that, or do we put him on loan again and try to develop his talent to see whether we want to keep him or not? What would you do?
With who, Trey Neone?
No, with McConnell.
Oh, with McConnell. Yeah, I'd probably loan him out again.
Okay.
If we're allowed to. If he comes back, I'd probably loan him out again would be the best option.
Okay.
I mean, last year we loaned Bashetta out. It didn't work, but then we changed his loan to La Liga, and he did well for Las Palmas, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. What do you think? What do you think, JK? Yep. Excuse me. My chai latte is killing me. Oh, I guess JK is not with us at the moment, but all good. I'm hoping McConnell can come back and be a part of this team.
He's had quite a few appearances for us, hasn't he?
He's
over the last few seasons, yeah.
At one time, he was claimed to be the most promising player of the lot. of that group that that Klopp was utilizing. He was one of the brighter stars in that group.
He didn't do a lot wrong, did he, when he came into the scene? Did what was
I don't think
needed,
so.
and we generally always got a good result.
Yeah, I don't think he did anything really wrong. And I mean, I'm hoping that he doesn't come back to the club and get like the treatment that Tyler Morton got and get some actual opportunities to play. Why not? But, I guess we'll see. All right. Hopefully it cleared out my throat there. JK, you with us or no?
Yeah.
All right. I'll hold off. I'll wait. I know I can hear there's some ruckus going on in the background. So you must be involved in something. Or in the background, at least people are involved with some stuff. Liverpool have Leeds tomorrow. We're aiming to extend our streak to 7 games unbeaten. Maybe strengthen our hold on top 4. Maybe close the gap to Villa. To surpass even them in the table. Stott's basically saying this is what happens when a group has time together. He said it straight up. When you bring in a lot of new players and a lot leave, it takes time. The longer they train together, the better they play together. And now you're seeing it. Florian Wirtz is finding his feet. Hugo Ekitike is certainly one of our top performers. He's a top scorer. Kirkes is looking sharper. A player that we were very critical of in the beginning of the season is certainly starting to round into form. Frimpong is producing assists. And I think that Frimpong is an exceptional player. I'm excited to see what Frimpong can do. Actually,
I'm
with this
quite
team.
hopeful that Ekitike can keep up his scoring form against Leeds. And get at least one.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, Slot is reminding everyone the step from abroad to this league is intensity. And he even said, Ekitike had cramps after the 70 minutes mark. Wirtz was taken off because he played badly. He wasn't taken off, because he played badly. He was taken off because he was struggling to keep running. I can tell you we need to get these players. I don't know who our conditioning coach is, but our conditioning coach needs to get them up to the standards of Premier League football. That's something that we need to see happen. Doing so will prevent, muscle injuries and players going down to injuries so easily. But we've got to talk about Chiesa because that's a player. He was on the thumbnail. I want to come back to really centering the conversation on Chiesa. He's one of my. He's certainly one of the players. He's certainly one of the players I enjoy seeing and playing. See play on the pitch. I think I enjoy seeing Chiesa not because of what he did in Italy, but more so, or even maybe thinking what he could do if he were to bring that form that he had in Italy. But for me, I just like the fact that he's just a hard worker. He just goes out there and really puts in a shift, regardless of the situation. There's no end to his fight, and he goes out there determined to make a difference. Now, why I'm bringing up Chiesa is this. Apparently, Chiesa has expressed willingness to consider a return to Juventus. Juventus are reportedly looking at a 6-month loan. Napoli are sniffing around too. And I can understand why the player would want to possibly go back to Italy. One, Italian players love playing in Italy. They love, the home cooking and the culture and the likes and being home. Really does make them very comfortable and appreciative of their birthplace. But he's barely featured for us, and he still has work to do for us, I believe. He got a rare start against Wolves. He didn't really take the opportunity. I'm hoping it's not a one and done situation for him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm hoping that's not the only shot that this coach gives a player. Like I think you saw it a little bit with Slot did that with heck, he did that with Harvey, I believe. I think he did that with you could say he did that with Kwanzaa, actually. You could say he did that with Kwanzaa. He had one shot to make his point. He didn't even get a whole 90 minutes. He only got a half. And next thing you know, you didn't see Kwanzaa again, really. But even if he's not a starter, he's certainly a body that you can use, an option. He's depth to the squad. And right now, I don't see how moving on from Chiesa is a formidable move for us. I know it can bring us money in, possibly. I know that we didn't spend a lot of money on the player. But we don't, being that we've given up on some of our offensive players and some of the players who are at AFCON, Chiesa becomes a real necessity. Real necessity. What are your thoughts on Chiesa?
He did okay starting the game against Wolves. He wasn't brilliant, but he did okay. And at least it was a start for him because it's been a long time since he started the league match, hasn't it? As Rico Chiesa. So that was a positive for him, at least, anyway, in his quest to get more minutes on the pitch.
Yeah, same for me. Just to see him get a start was a nice thing after so long.
Yeah. Norm says, in fact, we should not allow McConnell or Elliott to go out on loan again. I'm actually I'm not in line with that. Now, I don't necessarily think that McConnell and Elliott should be playing with the under 21s. I'm not going to go that far. Okay. However, I think we're better off having the depth of Elliott and McConnell on our team rather than going out and trying to find some temporary or short-term loan, not even a loan, short-term, because we don't really do that too many loans. If you noticed that lately. Who's the last player that we had on loan?
True.
And we didn't even play him. The guy from the Brazilian that came from Italy.
Oh, yeah, Arthur.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like an 80-year-old Brit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's the last player that we've had on loan.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, it was
Forte.
Yes. Yeah.
No, Arthur didn't play for the first team, did he? He did play for Barcelona, though, when we beat them 4-0 in the Champions League to go through to the final and win it. He played for Barca that night, didn't he? He never played for us in the first team, did he?
Let's see.
Yeah, I agree with Norman. I'd rather have Elliott on the bench ready to fight for his Liverpool career than, no disrespect to Ione and all these lads. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Mhm.
Yeah, it's good that Trey's got a bit of time on the pitch, though, anyway. It's only been a
Yeah, he's got
bare
plenty
few
of time,
minutes to start for any player.
I'm trying to see what has been their. Trying to see. I was just trying to look up who've been players that we've actually brought in on loan, and it's not an easy answer apparently. Trying to find it. Let's see. It has been. Oh, you know who else was brought in? He was alone. I just remembered that too. Kabak was alone. Ozan Kabak, remember him?
Yeah. The Turkish defender, yeah.
Yep. Stephen Kalker was alone. I don't even remember that one. That one in 2013. We had, I guess, actually, do I remember that one? Yep. Victor Moses. Remember he was alone from Chelsea. And then Ali Cisco from Valencia in 2013. Like I said, we don't do loans really. We apparently do not do loans. So what is it that we do with Chiesa? I say keep him.
Oh, keep it 100%. His energy, you can't replace that, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Football's a game of energy. So when you got energy like him, Harvey Elliott coming off the bench, at least you got something there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just people that know what it is to play at Anfield and what the philosophy behind everything is. But I just think Chiesa, he gives you 100%. His match fitness is a weird one. I think also can we not all agree maybe that I know people talk about match fitness, but like it's difficult to get match fitness if you're not getting matches. Would you agree with that?
Hang on, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, people tend to like think that it's just all about like, oh well, he's just not getting enough training. Well, it's tough. You finally get that call up to go and start or play in a game, and you don't have the right presence of mind to get yourself in the zone that you have to because you haven't routinely been doing that with your muscle memory and everything. All right. Well, I'm going to I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get into my hot take because we're at hour 24 minutes into the show. And I told you earlier that I think we don't need Semenyo. I know now in the chat there were some of you that agreed with me on this point. Anfa Irishman, Norm. I think we don't need Semenyo. And here's why I think this is my hot take on this. Because I know there are some that think that we could use Semenyo. But the reason why I don't think Liverpool needs Semenyo is this. I think he's a very good player. I think he's strong. He's fast. He's physical. He obviously can score, can play both sides of the pitch. And if Pep wants him, that tells you he's quality. I'll even go. It might sound like I'm biased because now, if a player chooses to decide to go with another team, I'm like, cool, peace be with you, and be out. But I don't think Semenyo makes. Like Norm was saying, I don't see Semenyo as a massive improvement over Cody. I don't see. I think he has more pace than Cody, but I don't necessarily think. I'll go as far as to say I don't think that Semenyo is a better shooter than Cody Gakpo. I think Cody Gakpo is more of a threat with his shot than Semenyo.
He's a little bit different of a wide player to Cozy, but I don't think that he's that much better than Cozy that we should replace him with him. And as for the left-hand side, to replace Mo, no, it's Elise that I want there, and I've done for a while now.
What do you mean the right side? You mean the right side, but I know what you meant. You said left.
Oh yeah, the right side, the left-footed right side. Yeah, replacing Mo in the long term. I'd rather have a left footer, someone who's predominantly left-footed.
Can I ask you to this then? This is just me thinking off the cuff here. We all know that if you're on the right side and you're a left footer, it's better because you can cut in and the ball will be on your dominant foot to take a shot. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
However, if we're trying to transition to this mindset of trying to facilitate and feed our strikers the ball, would it possibly be more in tune to put a right footer on the right side that is able to cross the ball? It's more difficult to cross the ball with a left-footed player on the right side than it is a right-footed player on the right side because you're able to cross more easily.
It's nice to have it as an option, and Frimpong is that option, and especially with his pace, that initial burst of pace he can get to take him away from a left back, get into the line. Like, we've seen it a few times now. But it's nice as an option anyway to be able to do that. I don't know whether they will go for that in the long term, a right-footed right winger, because it just doesn't seem to be the way the game's going, unless it changes again. But you tend to see wingers playing on the opposite sides now, don't they? From what foot they use. Whereas years ago it was always left-footed left wingers, right-footed right wingers, mainly anyway, crossing for strikers, for two strikers. Now you've got wingers.
But you see my reasoning, right? Lee, you see my reasoning though, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so, would it be a little of a better? I know if you're trying to get if you're trying to get goal output from your left winger and your right winger, yes. But what it makes sense, for instance, is I don't think Frimpong's not left-footed, right? Correct? He's right-footed, right? So you see, okay. Normus, I think, saying something I was about to bring up, but you can see a difference in what Frimpong is trying to do on the right wing, being a right-footed player, as opposed to a Salah, who is a left-footed player that's going to look for his shot. You know what I mean? So would it not make sense? Maybe I think Frimpong's a decent selection at right wing, to be honest with you.
I think he's not. Side,
yeah. I think if you're looking for pace, if you're looking for the ability to get around players with his dribbling ability, and he's a decent crosser, by the way. He's not terrible at passing. He's definitely got a ability to cross. If you're trying to incorporate it, and we're slowly seeing some benefits of playing with that position, if you're trying to see that, you could possibly utilize a player. Would it be more of a logical transition? Is what I'm trying to get across. To have a player like Frimpong or a right-footed player on that right wing, and then try to facilitate more of the feeding of our strikers. Go ahead, JK.
Yeah, like when I rewatched the Wolves game, I was just happy to see a guy on the right side getting the ball in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as. And look what he did for the Gravenberch goal. What an assist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you know what I don't understand is about fans. When a guy like Frimpong, he costs you 29 million.
Mm-hmm.
He costs us 29 million, bro. Comes to your club. He was on fire at Leverkusen. You know?
Yeah.
So seeing him playing now regular, like in the last few games, it's made me happy. Thinking we've got a guy now whose main thing is I want to set up people.
Yeah.
Who do we have in the team to do that, bro? Wirtz, yeah. Frimpong, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to use these guys now to feed Ekatike, Salah, Isaac when he comes back, Kapka, whoever, to get the ball to these guys in the box to score goals. So the more I see of Frimpong, I like Bradley, top lad. You can play Bradley on the right back position and play Frimpong in front of him if you want sometimes. So there's a lot of options with Frimpong, and that's why I like him. He does the simple things, gets the ball, runs, and he got an assist the other day, and it was a top assist. He weren't like a simple pass, whatever. It was a top pass, man. Out of nowhere, he just pulled it back for Gravenberch. So I thought, okay.
Yeah, that was top-notch pass, but it was also set up by him being able to get around his defender and get space to make the pass. It's not a knock, by the way, at Mo. The same way that Norm is saying that's not a dig at Mo. We're not digging at Mo, saying that he's useless or something like that. But what we are saying is that it is just a different typeset of player when you have a winger that is a right-footed player and he's able to cross the ball into the box where your big strikers are waiting, and I think, you'll have a lot more of those Frimpong Ekatike moments where he gets the header over Romero, that'll occur more often if you have a player like that, as opposed to a player that's looking to cut in and, get his own shot off. I know there's not many wingers like that out really in the world anymore. A lot of them are all more inside forwards and the likes, but it is something that I've been saying from the very beginning that I think that this team should transition to a two-forward. We have two of the best forwards. Unfortunately, one of them is injured, but transition to a two-forward system. If we can't right now, still transition at least to a center striker-focused assault as opposed to a wing centered assault. I just don't think Anthony Semenyo is a necessity for us. I think we've got bigger issues than Semenyo.
We need a winger, don't get me wrong, of course. A dribbler, he can hold the ball, whatever. But right now, defensively, that would take priority for me. Just that centre-back sort of situation. If we get a decent centre-back in January, that will give me a little bit more confidence going on to the second half of the season. So Semenyo, he will do well at City, don't get me wrong. Him and Doku on the other side. Dangerous. But right now, we don't need a Semenyo. But if he came, fair play. You know what I mean?
No, it's not like I'd be like against Semenyo coming to, excuse me, pause, but joining the team. But
priorities,
Yeah, it's more of the priorities. It's it's still 65 million. Like, as in, it's a lot of money for a player that is he. Some could argue he's not necessarily an upgrade over Cody. If that's the case, then that means that you're not bringing in a player that is going to start. You're bringing basically a glorified, reserve player. I don't think 65 million should be allocated that way. When you know that you don't have a budget that is capable of doing that, at least it's not set up to do that. We're not Manchester City with their alleged bookmaking, or bookkeeping, I should say. Let's see. I think I was talking about. Lee's saying if you play both strikers, then you end up needing 4 strikers for depth. We get that too, Lee. I certainly am not going to dispute that you'll need another striker. If you want to ask me who I'd bring in as an additional striker, be honest with you, I'm bringing in. Yeah, that's not the guy I was going to say. I would bring in. I'd bring in someone that you can either play along in a 2-player setup. He could play as a second striker, or he could play or even a player that if you did go to a situation where you have a false 9, he could play as a false 9. I'm still very bullish on Alvarez, actually.
I think we passed that ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I think we sort of, with the Ekatike Isaac signings, that will never get done now.
It's going to be difficult. That would be very, very hard to get done. I'll admit that. Yes. Are you saying it won't get done because there's no pathway to him starting, or you're saying that because?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many up there. Attacking wise, bro, we're always going to score. We're Liverpool. For me, defensively, we're sort of conceding goals sometimes. You know what I mean? So.
But now Norm is saying we need a Bobby now, really. And I think Julian, I think Alvarez could be that Bobby for us.
I just think we need a guy who can play the orchestra. And for me, Wirtz can do that. For me, Wirtz could be that Bobby. Not as totally different type of player, but sort of the positions he comes from when he gets on the pitch, when he gets the ball and stuff like that. That pass he did for Ekatike, where Ekatike hit the post against Wolves, that was sort of a Bobby sort of thing, Mane coming in from the left, bang, So Wirtz is the Bobby goal ratio, yes, spot on, man.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I catch you. If we were to play, you've already heard my scenario multiple times. If I'm playing with a front 3, if you want to call it the 10 part of the front 3, I'm playing with Wirtz at the 10, and I'm playing with Ekatike and Isak as my 9s. I just would like to have I would like to see us, if we were to go get Alvarez, I think you could rotate Alvarez into that front 2 with those players and get them considerable minutes, because we haven't seen any of our forwards pretty much play a full 90 really this season, for the most part. And why I'm also saying that is because then you have the ability to try to develop maybe a Jaden Dans into a 4th option, or something along those lines. And I think Jaden Dans does have the potential to be a player in this league if he can get his health situated. Go ahead, JK. I see you got a thought. You can counter it, or you can go against it. Let's hear it.
For me, Dans is not really in the picture right now. I think, is he still injured?
I can find that out. I don't think he is.
But right now, I like goal ratio sort of thing where an Ekatike and Chiesa's a runner, so he'll do that for Ekatike to find space, and then works behind him. I'll do that. I'll try that.
Oh, I
Words is
didn't
a
know
top
that.
footballer. I've seen him play quite a lot in Germany and stuff, and the way he connects football, he's a connector, a proper big time. Him and Curtis Jones are good connectors. They work well together. If you watch the games, you see them two are got this thing in the midfield where they can keep the ball together. So that's good to see.
Jaden Dance is currently injured. He's recovering from a significant hamstring injury sustained in late September, early October. It required a minor operation, by the way, that's a little bit concerning. But he's progressing well and has started training on grass. He will return to U21 action, or even maybe the first team in early January. So we will see him return most likely in the better parts of January, according to recent reports. And that's positive news. I want to say that's positive news.
Always glad, well.
Yeah. He's had a few different injuries since he was last in the first team regularly. Which was really at the end of the collapse last season, wasn't it? When he played in the Carabao Cup final and made quite a few other appearances. He played last season under Slot, didn't he? Away to Eindhoven, because we had to play him when somebody had a sick stomach or somebody, and we had to play him then, didn't we, against Eindhoven, I think, away.
Let's see.
But I think when I see 4 in midfield in the last games, we're still conceding goals, but we're not conceding 3 goals. So it's sort of helping Curtis McAllister. Hopefully, we'll see a bit more of McAllister against Leeds.
Would you?
Yeah, go
on. No. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I was just going to say, I'm just saying, like, McAllister hasn't been great recently, but at least he's sort of getting more and more slowly involved now. You know what I mean? He hasn't been great, don't get me wrong, but we're winning games with him in the team where he's played okay, not great. So that's another good sign. You know, slowly he's sort of getting better. Yeah, what were you going to say, bro?
Oh, no, I was going to ask, like, there is another player, I think, that was everyone's, not everyone's, but was a lot of people's darling, or the player that they really thought was a talent. A lot of the reports had him going to Barcelona. Barcelona, I don't think, really had the funds to really make the transfer happen. So, but this report came out as of late. This was as of late of December, or this report was in December, that, we're talking about Semenyo. We're fantastic. But there's a player by the name of Nico Williams, who is also apparently a target for Liverpool, a very strong consideration by the team, that we are preparing a massive bid of around £83 million for the player. Is that the signature that we need? Maybe. Would you rather see us go for Nico Williams?
He's a good player, but he's on the left, isn't he?
He is on the left.
Yeah.
But the reports are saying that he's supposed to be a potential replacement for Mohamed Salah. So maybe
he recently signed a new contract, Nico Williams, in the summer. The summer just gone. He signed a new contract, didn't he?
Yeah.
But right now, bro.
No, apparently, this was 8 days ago. This report came out. It says there's reports in Spain that have claimed that Athletic Bilbao forward Nico Williams has accepted the offer from Liverpool to move to the Premier League.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a good little player, bro. He wants Barcelona wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
Fell through the deal at the end. So I was thinking, okay, keep an eye out on that. Good little player.
Definitely.
Nah, not that same one. Got a ratio.
No, not
It's
that
his
one.
cousin. It's his cousin.
Yeah.
His
Cousin from, I was gonna say, or his brother from another mother.
Same name, different game.
Yeah.
Same name, different game, isn't it?
This is the report. Now listen here. It says reports in Spain have claimed that Athletic Bilbao forward Williams accepts the offer from Liverpool to move to the Premier League. It says Williams deeply regrets the decision. This is a quote. Williams deeply regrets the decision he made last summer to stay in Bilbao and commit to a new deal with interest from elsewhere in La Liga and the Premier League. His release clause has risen to 95 million euros. That's why I said that 83 million pounds is his release clause.
It's a lot. It's a big fee.
Yeah,
He is
it's
a good player.
He is. As I said, his release clause is 95 million or around 83 million pounds, right? I think that moves. The reason why Liverpool are a possibility is because that certainly takes out Barcelona. That takes out Barcelona. You want to know who's reporting this? Okay. Because there's an article talking about reports as well. This article was published on December 24th, 2025. And it is in Football 365. Football 365. He just signed a new contract, so his contract's definitely going to be, 3-4 years probably. I'll check on that for you. But all the same, it's not like it wouldn't matter how long he has left on his contract if we're going to trigger the release clause. He could have 6 years left on his contract. If we trigger the release clause, that's and the player wants to move to Liverpool, then it's a done deal. But I'll look for you as well. Let me see if I can find their Europe. Let me see. Oops, let me push that one. I meant to hit Athletic Club. Real one. 1 sec. I'm looking up for Duffy. I'm looking up how many years he has left on this deal. I think it is going to be a long. Yeah. Holy crap! It's a long deal. Okay. Bilbao. Now I see. Now you'll understand why he's regretting signing this deal. Nico Williams has signed a deal that has him committed from 2025. He signed in July 4th, 2025. This deal that he signed with Bilbao will have him there for the next 10 years of his career if he does not make the move. This deal will have made him, he's 23 years old now. It would leave him 33 years if he were to see this deal out with Bilbao. But again, he does have a 95 million euro release clause in his deal. He does have a release clause in his deal.
Big fee, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 10 years is a lot of that's a long contract, man.
That's just club security, isn't it? When you got clubs like that who was not big, they have a gem like that. They want to secure that fund coming because they know one day he wants to leave, play for a big dog, you know.
Yeah, agreed completely. Let's see if I can get this player. Is another name, since we're just kind of, just spitballing here. What's 60 million euros to pounds? Isn't it around 50 million around there, right?
About 55.
55 million. Okay. If we're looking for a replacement, why not maybe drop 55 million on a player like Kubo? Has everyone cooled their heels on Kubo?
I'm not sure I ever warmed my heels on Kubo. All
right.
He's an all right player, but I never saw him as playing for us.
Good player, you know what I mean? But I've never really warmed my heels as well in that one.
Okay. Would you rather? Obviously, you'd rather have Williams over Kubo, then?
Yeah,
I take it. Okay.
Yeah. I like Williams. I think he's a good one.
All right.
But who was saying? Someone was saying Cole Ratio saying he's got purple patches in Spain. I think if he's playing for a big team like Barcelona, he'd be smashing it every game.
Yeah. All right. How about? I can't think of. I'm just trying to think of other wingers. I think Kubo would be a good winger to have, to be honest with you. I think he'd be a good winger to have, but maybe he's not everyone's cup of tea. I think because he's got the versatility to play right wing, center. He can play the 10 too, but he's got the versatility of playing right wing, center, or center mid or center cam role for us, and even playing left wing if necessary. But yeah. Just questions, people. Just questions. I guess I'm alone on the Kubo. On my Kubo love here. I'm apparently all alone on that one. It's all good. Then if we aren't going to, do you think maybe I'll just leave this last question then. Do you think maybe we have an answer to our right wing in Frimpong that we should continue to further develop? Or maybe even Dom maybe becomes our right wing in your mind. And then what I mean by right wing, I mean more of a right midfielder, because I would like to see us go to that diamond. And if we were playing a diamond, we would be able to put Dami Spasla in that right attacking midfielder or right midfielder or whatever you want to utilize him as, that can go forward and be a right wing, but could also cover the midfield.
Be glad to see him back tomorrow, Szoboszlai. Be glad to have him back in the team. Been our best player this season, and so can only help us to have him back in the side tomorrow.
And it's good to him to have a little rest. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it was Wolves. But yeah, for me, he could be on the right hand side. Depends, bro.
Yeah. Rio says sad for the kid not getting a chance.
Yeah, he could have played
Chiesa play wing enough.
You know what I mean?
He could have. Maybe when we're up to nothing, you could have brought in Rio as a little change gears, and I think that could have been more of a declaration of us saying, okay, we're going to keep the pedal down, we're going to keep trying to press forward with the pace, and really put them to the sword, as opposed to putting in more defensive minded players or more defensive minded tone towards our attack. That's good, but maybe Frimpong could be the answer. I think Frimpong could be an answer, a blessing of an answer that we could utilize as a right wing. It's a big question. It's a very big question.
I reckon, yeah, as well. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd like to see him, let him overlap, beat his man. And also, what else I think is maybe not necessarily the option that everyone or anyone really wants to hear at right wing, but he's certainly an option that could maybe open up our midfield enough to bring depth and also maybe bring options to not have to utilize players in certain roles on the pitch, and that is maybe bringing back Elliott is the move we should make. I don't really care for those that don't like ringlets. I know, or at least I don't care that they're going to attack me for bigging up ringlets, aka Harvey Elliott. But for me, he's not playing at Villa. The crowd love him. He's at an age where he's an impact player, and when he comes on, he changes the rhythm. He brings adrenaline. He brings energy to the pitch. He's like that. I used to think of him as like, instant adrenaline, basically. We need numbers. We need bodies. We need players who can change a game. I think Elliott can. For all those that say Elliott can't change a game, reflect back to Paris. For those that think Elliott can't change a game, reflect back to London, to South London. I get to say South London for another time in this to South London when we played Crystal Palace. Elliott is and can be a super sub. I'm not saying he's an outright starter, for this club, but he could be a spot starter, if not a certainly super sub for us, I think.
It's an extra body, isn't it, to help out, an extra player.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, he shows he can be a good impact sub for us, quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He can come on and affect games late on.
Mm-hmm. I know that JK's got to go, so I'll let JK say his peace out before.
Yeah. Top show, bro. Have a happy new year, both of you guys, and everyone in the chat as well. Have a good 2026, man. And let's start it off with a good win tomorrow.
Same to you.
And you, mate. You have a good one.
Yeah.
Cheers to your family, and hopefully a good new year for all of you.
Sorted, bro. Thanks for your words, man. Have a good one, bro.
Okay.
Tonight as well. Take care, B.
Lee, you can see this in the chat. Elliott is a sub for Verts in goal ratio's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Duffy is very pro Elliott if he's willing to play. If he's willing to play that role, he still thinks he can find another gear. I think that too. I think also with another opportunity with this club to find, he loves Liverpool. Let's not get it twisted. He did not want to leave Liverpool. Now, he wants playing time. He wants to play for England, obviously. He wants to go to the World Cup. He wants to do those types of things. And he was hoping for an opportunity with a new lease on life with Villa. But Villa's going a different direction. Liverpool could be an option for him to at least get not only minutes, but maybe to reinvent himself, reestablish himself as a essential player for this team.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him be given. You know how there's sometimes there's those certain type of players that they might not be the world's best. They might not be world class or something like that, but still, they have fight in them. It's one of those things where you see the player and you want to believe in his revision story. You want to believe in this is going to be his comeback.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harvey Elliott is some player that is that kind of player you can get behind in supporting his efforts to be that player. Do you think different?
No, I think the idea seems better to me now. The closer it gets to him coming back, that we have him available. At least there is
Mhm.
another player for us to choose from, because we've had quite a few injuries. We're getting a couple of people back from injuries now, but if that persists all season, then we might need him.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, it's no cost to us, you know. And I guess you could see that's no cost. I mean, we lose out on 35 million, but we weren't going to get the 35 million with him just sitting on the bench,
Mm.
or not even sitting on the bench, not even being called up to be a bench option sometimes.
I said they weren't willing to buy him, were they, Villa?
No.
So, I mean, I don't know what
And
the situation is. Is the situation that he can't be loaned out again?
yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, there you go then. That's really Arnie's decision made for him, and that he'll be available as a player as long as he's fit for the rest of the season.
Goal ratio saying the Salah Gakpo question is restricting the Liverpool's formation and selection options. I understand what he means by that. I think I think yes, with the formation, I agree with that completely. Duffy is saying he likes Elliott's chemistry with Jones. I agree. You could put Jones and Harvey in the lineup, and you could probably get something that works. Put Jones on the left and put Harvey on the right. Put in a real DM, meaning like you put in a real DM role or responsibility for whoever plays it, whether it is Gravenberg or if it's Endo when he comes back, or if you had a real DM back there and you're able to have Elliott and Jones play the left and right mids, and then you could do the diamond with Verts at the 10, and then Isak and Eketike or Chiesa or Dan's at that other 9. I think it works. Now, there is a question of whether do you want us to hijack this Semenyo deal, by the way, Lee? Because that's a different conversation. That changes the whole scenario of the team of it all. But
Yeah, I don't think it's someone we should pursue at this point in time. Semenyo, we need centre backs, right? And we need a DM before we need another forward.
Yeah, that's true.
Other parts of the team are just
Elliott,
much more important than the forward line at the moment.
bringing back Elliott would also boost the team in having another a homegrown player, by the way. It would boost the roster having another homegrown player. That's absolutely right. It's going to be January's going to be interesting. I'm very. Do you think before I end the show here, because we're at the 2-hour mark, do you think it's going to be a busy January, or do you think it's going to be a quiet January for Liverpool?
It's hard to say. That's the same with the other clubs as well, who the window will be open for. It's hard to say, like, where the business is going to be done. But some has to be, from our point of view. We can't go till May without buying any centre backs.
Well, that's wild.
No way.
I think we definitely need a center back. I think we definitely need a. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just commenting on Duffy's comment. I think we definitely need a center back. I think we definitely need a DM. I don't think we need a right back. I know that we've had problems with keeping our right backs healthy this season, but if it came down to it, I almost rather see Ramsey be given an actual shot at right back as a backup for us, rather than us go in the market and try to bring in a right back. Because I don't think there's any right back out there that I'm so enamored with. You know what I mean? There's no right back that I'd be like, oh, we need to go and get that player. There are players that play right back, obviously, but I wouldn't. But aren't necessarily right backs. But I just don't. I don't think so. What do you think? What do you think, Lee?
I think we're all right at right back for now. It's just the centre back positions and DM where we need some recruitment. Definitely need to add to the centre back roster. You know, we tried to buy a fifth one in the summer in Guehi and it fell through. So that tells you that they wanted to have 5 centre halves. At the moment, we've only got 2 available with Leone's injury and then Gomez going out injured. We've got nobody now. So, I mean, even if they wouldn't have got injured and we'd have 4, we'd have still been 1 short of what they wanted in the summer when they tried to buy Guehi. So the idea that we don't need one now that we're down to 2 centre-backs is daft. But who can say whether we'll buy anyone this January? You know, and the same for the other clubs, like he was going to buy what new and where did he buy him from? Just don't know. I'm interested to see anyway. The window will be open soon enough, and we'll get to find out who's going to make any moves and who isn't.
Yes, that's another tough question that's going to be answered. Whether there are some people that were very bullish on us having a big January or having a busy January. Some have said that we're going to, allow for some of these signings to come back. We're going to allow for maybe some of the youth academy players to try to step up and fill those gaps while we wait for some of our club to return healthy. I don't think we spoke on this earlier in the show, but Guehi is most likely a summer acquisition for us because to restructure, because he's already said that we'd have to restructure the deal that was originally agreed on. So that deal that we agreed on in the summer has been now told to us that you'll have to restructure it to accommodate the fact that he is so close to being a free agent, and you'd have to make his signing bonus actually a little bit higher than initially it was supposed to be in the beginning of the year. But it's a question. We'll see. Look, I am going to bring the show to a close. We don't bring in the center half. We're nuts. I understand that. I've been saying this question, and it's just an intellectual question. It's just like a question for thought, question to maybe spark conversation, but it can really gauge where you are in the actual discourse, and that is, do we need to bring in a center half? Yes. Do we need to possibly bring in 2, if not 3 center halves? Maybe, who knows, in the January window? I can understand that. I can see that being a possibility. But at the very same time, you've got to think, what is that player's role going to be with this team? Are we trying to go out in the January window and find a potential heir to Virgil van Dijk? Are we trying to go out into that January window and find a possible replacement for Konate? Are we going out into that January window with the ideas of re-signing Konate and having Virgil and Konate as our starting center half and having a third center half? There's some that can argue that even if Guehi was brought in January, he would still not be our first or second center half. So I already explained the whole non-homegrown thing to Red Rebellion. The way that we can open up a spot is by taking Ramsey off the roster or taking Ramsey off, and that would open up a non-homegrown spot on our team if we wanted to take Ramsey and not have him be registered with the club. Right now, currently, Ramsey is still registered with our club, obviously, as he's been in and out of the lineup here and there. But if we wanted to make a spot for non-homegrown spots, we could use. That's going to be the most likely path that we utilize. But that's the question. That is the real question. What is your mindset for the center halves that we're bringing in? Because we could bring in a Ben Davies. We can bring in a Kabak, type player on loan just to get us over the line. But where is the path that you want to take in bringing it? And that's not the. If he's unregistered, he can't be used again. That's not the point. Ramsey's not used now. So, but what is the question I'm trying to bring up is, if we have a path forward, what is your path forward? What is your path forward with the center half selections that you want to do? What would be your path forward? Do you have an answer to that, Lee?
Yeah, I think if we could possibly find them, we should buy 2 centre-halves this January. Mm-hmm. At the very least, we need 1 and then another 2 in the summer. Because we need them. We need loads. Like Canate hasn't signed his contract. That leaves only Virgil, really, when you consider we probably won't see Leone till next season, and who knows if we'll see Gomez again anytime soon. We really do need a centre back. That was the case even before them 2 got injured.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. Red Rebellion is a spicy one, huh? Go check the Premier League rules. In January, you make changes to your squad. Once the window is closed, your new squad gets submitted to the league and can't be changed. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's not how it really works. But to each his own. That is the case. We still have a situation with Simicast as well, coming back maybe. This is a question. He could become a center half option for us, maybe. That's bad. Robbo, Simicast being center half options. But all right. What we're going to do here is I am going to say thank you for those that have joined the conversation. Where we're at right now is we're winning again, and that matters. We're climbing, and that matters as well. And what also is we're still fragile, and that matters even more when the fixtures tighten and the margins shrink. Leeds are coming to Anfield with the plan, set pieces, long throw-ins, pressure, pace. Whether we're going to win the second ball battle is going to be very, very big, obviously. If we don't show leadership, if we don't show control, if we don't fix the basics, then the ugly wins turn into ugly regrets, because it would be just all a mirage or a masking, if you want to call it that. But shout out to the panel, JK. Big up to JK, who's with us earlier. Big up to you, Lee, for joining us. Thank you very much. Thank you for all those in the chat as well. Love the debate tonight. I would say, the audience obviously is the heartbeat of this channel and it matters. So Liverpool Leeds tomorrow. Put in your score line, your first scorer, what you think must improve to be a progressively positive outcome for this team. And always like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, you'll never walk alone. And up the Reds, as always, my brothers and sisters. Lee, is there anything else you want to say before I hit the outro music?
No, just cheers to everybody who's been in the chat, and hopefully we'll get a good result tomorrow. We'd only be 4 points behind Villa, then I think, with a win tomorrow.
Okay. We will get it going on tomorrow for a Reds roll call. Most likely do a Reds roll call. It's going to be a long evening for me, so hopefully I'll be able to put together a roll call for us. If not, then I definitely will have a post-match reaction. So we will see you all tomorrow. I wish you guys and you lads and ladies all a incredible new year and a safe one, most importantly, for you and your family. So we will see you guys all tomorrow, and take care.